Good afternoon and welcome to What's Going On. I'm your host, Kathy Blaze Jefferson, and I am here today with Miss Chernika Corbett. Welcome, Chernika.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm hot. I'm in Arizona and it's hotter than heck today, but I'm doing good.
I'm in California and it's just as hot. It might not be as
Really?
hot as Arizona, but it's
Uh,
it's 82 today. It's 82, so it's hot
okay,
enough.
yeah. We got you beat out here, but still, 82 is still hot for California. Well, again, welcome to What's Going On. And I'm so excited to hear about what you have to talk to us about with your organization and all that has occurred with your organization. I'd like to read a little bit of your bio first so our audience can get to know a little bit about you first. Shaniki L. Corbett is the founder and CEO of Soulful Vibes, a wellness and self care brand dedicated to helping people reconnect with themselves through intentional self love and natural body care. For 8 years, she has created all natural body products designed for men, women, and children, rooted in the belief that self care is a powerful act of healing. Originally from the East Coast, Sharniki made the outrageous decision to relocate to the West Coast after leaving a 14-year domestic violence relationship. That move marked the beginning of a transformative journey of healing, self discovery, and reclaiming her peace. As a mother of two daughters, Sharniki is deeply passionate about modeling strength, resilience, and self worth for her next generation. Through Soulful Vibes, she aims to empower women and young girls to prioritize their emotional, mental, and physical well being through journaling, affirmations, and intentional self care practices. Today, Sharniki continues to grow Soulful Vibes into more than a brand. It is a movement centered on healing, empowerment, and living fully from the inside out. Her message is simple: vibes, soulfully, live fully. Thank you, Sharniki. That was beautiful. That is beautiful. And thank you for taking the time to use your personal journey to support others and help others. I have daughters also, so I would want someone like you to come in and help them and show them the way because not every young lady or older lady have had a role model to help them through things like this. So again, thank you and welcome. So I'd like to ask, when did you get the strength to start Soulful Journey, Soulful Vibes?
Well, when I left the East Coast, I moved to California and I said, I'm going to start over. I'm going to do something for me. The break free, the sense of peace that I got when I moved here was just great. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna revamp everything about myself surrounded around this piece that I love so much. And that's what I did. I said, this is going to be a soulful vibe journey for me. And that was the
Okay,
most important part.
okay. I think you were cutting out a little bit there. Okay, so we know that the inspiration behind Soulful Vibes and how your healing journey influenced this creation of the brand. What what were some of the things that you utilized? You've gone through this for 14 years to get, what are some of the tools you utilize to get you to that point, to be able to share this with the world?
Putting myself first, understanding that peace is expensive and it's expensive not on a monetary level, but it's expensive on a spiritual level. And I think sometimes people forget that peace means that you could be okay. You could sleep well at night. You
Right.
don't have to have nightmares. You can take time and heal yourself so that you can have the type of peace where everything doesn't feel like a headache.
Right. 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 And you know what, too? That is one of the things that we tend to ignore
Hmm.
are those headaches.
Hmm.
So we're suffering in silence and isolation and ignoring that that headache is there. And that's not healthy at all.
It's not. And I've dealt with enough headaches to know where I've been hospitalized, where my blood pressure was 240 over
Wow.
180.
Wow, that's not good. That's like stroke level right there.
Right there.
Yes.
So spending a week in the hospital and not being able to do anything, and just wondering why I couldn't let go of what I thought was normal,
Right.
and learning how to journal, learning how to take time for myself. Self care, self love, whatever we want to call it, is so important. And the
That is
only way to get that peace
that is
is to
true.
be able to take care of yourself. And
That
we are
is
expected to take care of ourselves, our daughters, the people that we have to take care of. And if you are 10% or pouring from an empty cup, you're
mm,
not pouring anything into anyone.
that is true. That is true. You know what? I think a lot of people take I'm gonna say how light it is. They take it lightly, the effects of going through domestic violence. So it's not like, you went through domestic violence and you done moved on and it's over. It's never over with if you don't deal with it because you're left with all the residuals of it.
Hmm.
You
And
know,
you're constantly questioning yourself. It's like you have to learn how to be you again.
right, right.
And that's the hard part, is learning how to be you again. Because who are you now? You got out of something, but who are you now? And that's the
That's
questions
true.
that I ask myself, like, who am I? Like, how do I do this? And it's like things that I knew how to do, but it's like I lost myself somewhere in the
Hmm.
midst of all that.
So, and even with the domestic violence, you also went through some other trauma with loss in your family.
Yes, when I was hospitalized, and it's so funny because my brother, I was at a job that I was working at that was stressing me completely out, on top of everything else that I was trying to do. And before that, that whole week I just been complaining about having a headache. And my brother was like, "You need
Mhm.
to go to the hospital." And I kept saying to him, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just take some migraine medicine and then
Mhm.
I'll wake up and I'll be good. But this one particular morning, this Monday morning, he said, "You really need to go to the hospital." And he seen me sitting, and I couldn't move. I could not go to work. I
Wow.
could not move, and I was just sitting there. And I had been sitting there, me not knowing that I had been sitting there for damn near an hour and a half.
Because
And
we don't notice it in ourselves. That's why.
we don't.
Yeah.
And that particular day, my little girl crew, they came to my house because they seen my car still parked outside. And they came and they was like, "No, we need to check your blood pressure to make sure you're okay." And she was like, "Go ahead and get your shoes because you're going to the hospital. Your
Good for
blood pressure is
them.
too high."
Good for them. And that's why it's called a silent killer.
It's silent killer. It
It's
is,
silent.
because in my head I'm like, "Oh, it's just another migraine. It's just another
Right.
headache."
And
And as I was in the hospital that Wednesday morning, my sister was like, "Yeah, I called, text your brother, told him to come move the truck, but he never got up." And I'm like, "Well, go wake him up. Sometimes he oversleeps."
mhm.
My brother had passed away,
Oh my goodness.
and
Wow.
my sister and my mom found him, and everything. It just like stuff broke for me because I'm like, I'm in this hospital, I can't do anything. And I'm like, why was he trying to make me to go to the hospital so bad? He know I needed to be there if something was wrong. And I was angry at first because I'm like, why would he away? And my mom said to me, she said, I could have lost both my kids because you would have been the
Hmm.
one that him, and it could have been too much for you too.
Right. That's true. Wow.
So losing my brother made me realize, like, all this you work for, all this peace you came to work for, you're sending it down the drain by staying at a job that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And all the messages he ever gave me, it's like everything comes flooding back. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, he said that to me. He told me a year ago that the job I was at wasn't for me.
That's a message, and that's the message that we ignore.
Every time,
Yeah.
anytime my brother says, I'm the oldest, so everything I say is law, and everything you say is, I'll
That
think
is
about it.
true. That is true. And we're the last one to see what's going on in our lives or what's going on within us. Everyone else can see it. I mean, they can see your skin tone is changing. You look more, you're exhausted. I mean, you may be a little bit crabbier.
Hmm.
Everyone else can see it, but we don't see it.
You're absolutely correct. And
That
that's
is
why
so.
I put so much focus on making sure I do for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I take that time. If I got a face routine, I'm gonna do my face routine morning and night.
Good for you.
I have my daughter named it the everything shower. I do a everything shower. I'm going to do everything to make sure that I don't feel as though I'm obligated to live for everybody else and
Hmm.
not for myself.
Because you know what? We were trained to do that from ye high.
Hmm.
That's been our role as a woman, as a young girl, is that we take care of everybody else. And we the older we get, we continue to do that. We take care of everyone else and we forget to do those things for ourselves until something happens to knock us down.
Hmm. We have to be humbled in a sense.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
now. I am extremely humble. I am extremely grateful, and now I know that me going all out and doing everything for everybody else, it doesn't change anything.
It sure doesn't. Yep.
It just puts more stress on myself, on my body, on my health, and why? When I could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna live every day to the fullest.
So all this happened, and then something was born. Soulful Vibes. Where did the
Yeah.
name come from? Soulful Vibes. What gave you that name? Where did it come from?
Soulful vibes came from. I had a saying I would take pictures and post them, and I'm a whole authentic vibe and dope by default. That was just my saying. And a friend of mine, he would always say, he was like, "You're just so soulful. Like, it's you just. I don't know what it is about you, but you're extremely soulful." And I'm like, "You think so? I'm just cool. I'm regular, you know." And I'm laying in the bed one night, and I'm like, what can I come up with a better name for my new business? How can I make this happen? And it just clicked. It was like someone said and put it in my head, Soulful Vibes. And I'm like, oh, because everything that I've been through, the healing, the vibe, the just being connected with myself, with the spirit. And it's like, that's it.
Hmm?
That's it right there. It's soulful. It's everything. You give your all to yourself first.
Mm. So, if someone was watching us today, listening to this, and going through some of the things that you've already mentioned, you've gone through in your life, tell them a little bit about Soulful Vibes, how it would benefit them.
Well, in a sense, soulful vibe is like an alignment and intention for yourself. And it's about bringing energy after as you heal. And the energy you bring as you heal is very intentional, is very authentic. I want to do this for me.
Mm.
And it just comes back around to that. and I bring that energy and that intention to everything that I do when it comes to soulful vibes. Whether I'm making a candle, making some body butter, like I said, my face routine, anything I do, it comes back to I'm intentionally healing for me so that I can be better for others.
Okay. So can you tell us what it is that soap, you mentioned the body butter, body products and facial products. Tell us, how did that all started? What, all right, tell us how that started, the products. When did you get to the point of adding the products to Soulful Vibes? Or is that where it
So
started at the beginning?
the beginning, this company was a whole different company when I was on the East Coast, and I gave up on it because I felt like I felt discouraged by it. And it was due to my circumstances and the situation of being in a DV situation. It was just like, why am I doing all of this? And I worked hard and I
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of different things. And it basically started out with me creating body products that was for everyone. Anybody could use our body products. And then I started adding candles and I did all of those things. And it was just like, I gave up on it.
Mm.
And once I gave up and I moved out here, it was like people kept contacting me. Hey, when you gonna make this again? And I'm like, I don't know. And I put it off for so long. I put it off for a very long time because I've now been in California 3.5 years, and I really put the business off for 3.5 years until I came up
Wow.
with a name and came up with a logo that I liked. I came up with what it felt like was coming from me,
Mm-hmm.
and now outside influences. And the body products, I've created new ones. I'm keeping some. I still have my recipe from the old ones. So I am going to, it's going to be, the body products have always been the start of it. The body products and the candles, it's always been like the go to. I have now incorporated the journaling, um, the classes. I'm on the school platform. I do some courses on there about healing and a soulful vibe reset. So there's a lot of things that I'm incorporating now that I learned on my journey.
Okay.
And it's just like that's what started it all.
So what makes Soulful Vibes unique in the wellness and national and natural body care space?
Ooh, baby. The everything that we do is vegan, all natural, no chemicals. My body butter has 4 ingredients. That's it. That's all. A little goes a long way. My candles are all natural, vegan. No, I don't put alcohol. My body sprays don't even have alcohol in it.
Mm,
No alcohol. Nothing that's. Everything is to nourish the skin. Everything is to keep you vibrant, to keep you looking good, feeling good. And when you use the products, whether you are sitting down using a candle and you're taking your little bath, your little self care bath, and you are vibing out, we even have a playlist for that, so you can vibe out.
okay.
Yes, get in the tub and you vibe out in there. Um, when you do that, you're going to feel a sense of release.
Mm,
Our body products really give you that sense of, oh my goodness, I feel good. I don't just feel clean, I feel good.
right.
So
You're
it's a difference.
you're releasing any toxins that are in
Any
that
that whatever
that
you done
toxin.
dealt with, the everything, the emotions you done dealt with for the entire day, the people that
Yes.
you done took on some of their stuff for the day, it's like, okay, I'm washing all this down the drain. So when you let that water out, you've released all that negativity that
Mm,
you've encountered through the day.
mm. I like to ask this question. I know you have two daughters. Is
Ooh,
that correct?
yes.
Okay. So, how do your two beautiful girls continue to inspire you with soulful vibes? Because we're talking that, I mean, we're passing this down to a new generation, and we want to pass down self care to a new generation. Make sure they don't have to go through some of the things that you went through in life or may continue to go through, because you know that residual is holding on, and
Right.
you got to shake it off one day, but sometimes it take a little longer to get it off of you. So how do your babies inspire you with this product, with this brand, with everything that you do with Soulful Vibes?
Well, they come up with some of the names. And my oldest, who is 28, and yes, I might
Mhm.
look like I'm 35, but I have a 28-year-old and I have a 16-year-old. Them two, extremely, they call themselves extremely confident. They're not conceited, they're
Mhm.
extremely confident. They have more self-care routines than I do. And I'm the creator. And they do more. I have to fight for the bathroom. That's and it's my bathroom. Um, they believe
That's
in,
always the case right there. You have to fight for your own bathroom.
and it's mine. But like my oldest daughter do a lot of like researching on products when it comes to face stuff because she doesn't. None of us wear makeup. We all have very sensitive skin, so she looks she looks like she got a lot of Vaseline on her face all the time. She
Mhm.
doesn't. It's just her cream and her sunscreen, but the girl look greasy all the time. Beautiful greasy, but she look greasy. My youngest is the same. Like they are going to take their time, and the more I rush them, the more they tell me like, you're the one who told us we can't leave the house looking a certain way.
Right.
I get mad at myself because I've created monsters. But they
Well,
inspire me because they show me that what I didn't get to do at their age, they're doing.
correct.
They're taking care of themselves. They
Yeah.
believe in taking care of themselves. And it's
Yes.
not like it didn't fall on deaf ears.
Yes.
So when they said, no, I don't think that's going to work, mommy, or no, you should do it like this, I'm going to
Oh,
listen because at
yes.
the end of the day,
Right. And that's then that's the generation we want to be targeting big time also.
yes,
Because our generation, when we were growing up, we didn't have someone targeting us like that. I
no,
mean, because they didn't have, I want to say, they didn't have good products back there for us.
right.
If they did, it was stuff that was causing damage to our skin or our hair,
Hmm.
things like that. And we know that for sure. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, and you have you two beautiful brand ambassadors over there, so don't complain about that. Let them do what they do. So, you know, not every young lady has a role model at home, someone that does the things that you do, or a parent. How how do you work with our youth on self care? Because a lot of them aren't taught self care. How do you talk to them about that?
And my experiences working in shelters with the homeless population a lot in my life, and I learned that a lot of them don't have self-care. They weren't taught certain things, and it's not a bad thing because there were certain things we weren't taught either, so
True.
it's not that they don't know, but showing them like just because they make makeup doesn't mean you got to just wear makeup. You got to
That's
do stuff. Makeup is to just add to your beauty.
yeah,
It's not to make your beauty. So
right.
before we start with the makeup, let's start with what you're doing to the skin prior to.
Hmm.
Like, what does the fresh face look like? And teaching them what goes on your skin, what's good, what is not going to work, and talking to them like, what do you feel comfortable doing? How do you look at yourself? And I think when you ask the question, how do you look at yourself? It really tells you how they really see themselves and view themselves. And you want them to be able to look at themselves and say, I see beauty. I see a person that's fine. I
Hmm.
see a gorgeous woman. That's what you want them to say.
Right. Because a lot of them may have never been told they were beautiful.
Right.
So a lot of times that's why they ended up in the situation that they're in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And black is beautiful, brown is beautiful. We are all
Mhm.
beautiful women. We're all
Correct.
beautiful beings. But we have to show them that and teach them like you put you first.
Mm,
Don't worry about what other people think of me because that definitely doesn't matter. What do
right.
you think about what you look like? When you do this, how does that make you feel? And it's
I,
about building their confidence. And
I
you're
love
human.
that. I love that because social media tells our kids one thing, the
Mm.
television tells our kids one thing. A lot of times we don't have media showcasing children or young adults that look like us, not at all. And they're
No,
telling them what beauty is. So if I don't look what I said on television or on social media, I'm not beautiful. So they need to know this. They
absolutely.
they need to
For a
know that.
long time, I had I was upset, and I told my mom, and I was like, "Why am I not dark skinned? Because the darker the berry, mommy." And she was like, "Because you're not dark skinned. What you want me to do?" Because I felt like the dark skinned people always had this nice, rich skin. And I said, well, why I got to be looking like this? And she was like, well, what you look like? I said, like a latte.
Mm-mm.
While my sister over here is a chocolate mocha, and that's what I want to look like.
And you know
That
what?
was
That
the
chocolate
thing.
mocha over there probably saying the same thing to her mama. Why don't I look
And she
like that
did. She was
latte
like,
over
girl,
there?
you, we, and would say, well, I wanted to be your complete. Now I love the skin that I'm in, and it is what it
Yes,
is. I am beautiful regardless. And that's why I say all skin tones, all women are beautiful. They have to understand that they're beautiful.
they have to understand. Because tell them if they come over here in Arizona, their skin tone gonna change. Okay,
I'm gonna come for about a week.
they gonna be different from month to month.
Well, California has shown me that too. That sun is the sun on the West Coast is a little different than the sun
Yes,
on the
it
East
has a
Coast.
mind of its own. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it is. It definitely take you. It's different. I will say that.
Can you tell us what is your long-term vision for Soulful Vibes?
Ooh. Mm.
Where do you want to see Soulful Vibes, say, in 5 years?
I want to see Soulful Vibes in some other stores besides just online. I
Mm-hmm.
want someone to be. I don't care if it's Target, Walmart, because everybody go and shop at all these places,
Mm-hmm.
and they go where they can. I always want it to be affordable. Uh, that's another part of self care because sometimes people feel like it's not affordable, so they can't
That's
do it.
true. That is true.
I always want it to be affordable, and I want people to be able to embrace how it makes them feel. And I look for us to be in stores, whether big chains, little chains, wherever they may be. Right now, we are currently online, but eventually, you never know. You might walk to Santa Monica and see a store that says Soulful Vibes. You have no idea. You know, it could be
Okay,
coming down the pipeline, speaking into
that's
existence,
true.
and so it shall be.
Anything is possible. You just have to put it out there.
Absolutely. But I definitely want to see us on maybe a commercial or two, something. I want to see us just bigger than just one online
Mm,
website.
okay. So you have body products, you stated. You also
Hmm.
have skincare lines also.
Yes, I am working on the skincare line, and we are the test people for those skincare lines. So, um, some night creams, some serums, some toners. I'm working on. We got one. We got the nighttime routine pretty much down pat. We're working on the day one now.
So your products is for men, women, and children, correct?
Everybody, anybody that want to pick up the jar and use it, you can.
Can I ask you if you've had a male customer, what was their response to the product?
I have one male customer that is in Philadelphia. I have never met him personally, but I remember him always posting about it. He used to keep the sprays that we had for men. He used to keep it in his car just so he
Okay.
could spray himself down before he go. And he was like, "This is my go-to. I go and I spray." And then I had one guy in California that I would always. He was like, "I need some cologne. I need some
Oh,
cologne. Can you make me something that smells like this?" And I would just make him stuff just to make it
okay.
for him.
Oh,
So and
that's awesome.
he thinks
Right.
I'm his personal cologne person.
He's
Like
like,
I'm supposed
I
to
want
make
to smell like this week, so I'm going to be calling Chernika to make me this for this
right
weekend.
exactly. So that's what he does. But men, love the products because I look at it the way I choose the men products is how would I want a man to smell?
Mm, I like that.
I want a man to walk by wearing my scent and get a double look like, ooh, he smelled good. That's that's the smell I go
And you
for.
want him to know how to take care of his skin also.
That and I'm using that too. I'm using a
Yeah,
man to see and how he likes the products. But for the most part, most of the men that I've ever dealt with, they were into taking care of themselves.
that is wonderful. So, Miss, I think it's Fanique White said so true. We have Francesca said she needs some a nighttime routine. You would
That's her.
you do you want to talk about a nighttime routine really quick?
Sure. So my nighttime routine entails me. The first thing I do is I get like the disposable wipes for your face. I've been using one that has collagen.
Hmm.
That's you wipe off the day. You just
Uh-huh.
wipe off the day, and then the I use a collagen face wash, which is created by me.
Okay.
And then once I do the face wash, I do not use, and this is very important, I do not use a washcloth or that. I actually use the disposable ones. They're better
Oh,
for your skin, less
okay.
bacteria.
Okay.
I don't make those, but I do buy them out of Marshalls.
Is it the makeup removers?
No, it is actually, it's like, got one right here. It's these cloths. And they look like paper towels, but they're for your
Oh, okay.
face.
Oh, okay.
And you take and you wipe it off.
Okay.
And then your toner. You
Okay.
put your toner on, then you put your serum on. If you have any bags or anything, I have an under eye gel that I use that we created. And then you put on your night cream. And
Oh.
you go heavy on your night cream because you want your
Mm.
face to stay moisturized while you are sleeping. It
Oh,
is working in and it is getting in there and it is ensuring that you don't wake up with a dry face. You got to
right.
remember the air and everything that we have going on around us, even when we're sleeping, it
Right.
helps keeps us moisturized. And you'll notice your skin feels differently once you do that.
Okay.
And in
You
the
know what?
morning, you do the same thing.
Another thing, Sharniki, is what about the type of pillowcase you're using?
I use a satin pillowcase. I believe in a satin pillowcase because the cotton, it
Mm-hmm.
just does not do well for my skin. Some people
Right.
can't use the satin material, but I definitely use a satin pillowcase on my
Right.
pillows.
And especially if you're, I mean, my skin is so sensitive. Um, I have to be careful of what type of blankets I purchase.
Mm-hmm.
The down blankets, I mean, they were affecting I was breaking out really bad. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I asked the question about the pillowcase because that's something we're laying our face on all night long. And we did all this work to beautify
Right,
itself, but then we go and put it on this pillowcase that who knows what it's made of
right.
that we're
I
putting
use a
our face
bamboo pillow, but I definitely use a satin pillowcase. That is very important. It is definitely good. It's nourishing. It's good for your hair and your skin.
Okay. Miss Francesca's said that's interesting. I've never considered that about keeping my skin moisturized during the night. Yes, I do. That's one thing that I do is moisturization. Satin pillowcase is a good idea too. Yes, because I've tried the cotton and I just felt like I was just breaking out. So I
Right.
started
So
using the
you would
satin.
get those little bumps on the
Yeah,
side of your cheeks
yeah.
and on your neck.
Mm-hmm. Great idea. Great idea. So, with all of that, we just talked about, and that's a whole night. That's your time in the night to do
Hmm.
that. Light your candle, put your Teddy Pendergrass or whatever you listen to, and have your time for self care. So, with that, is that a package or is that a la carte? Those products.
So it will be coming as a package. There will be a daytime routine package and there will be a nighttime routine package. And if you want to purchase a la carte, you have the option to.
Okay.
But we put them as packages because it's easier to just get it all in one. The
Right.
only thing that I haven't made is a sunscreen. So I
Oh,
do use a different brand of sunscreen.
oh, we need that sunscreen. So
I know,
but
I
does
know.
any of your products have sunscreen in it?
My body butters
Your
has.
body butters.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for someone that really don't know what to use, having the packages will really benefit those individuals that don't know what to
Mhm.
go, because that's how we spend our time, just wasting our money on a bunch of stuff, buying
I've
stuff that
done
we
it.
don't.
I've done it.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done it. And I
Yeah.
get mad at myself because I'll go out and I'll buy a whole bunch of stuff knowing I could just go to the house and make it. And was lazy. Just my daughters would be like, I need lip scrub. And I'm like, okay, well, we could. It was like, no, I need you to make me some lip scrub, mommy. I
Uh,
don't want that lip scrub.
yes, yes, yeah. So, where can our audience find you? Find all these yummy products at?
So we have soulfulvibes.com and you can I'm working on getting it on Facebook, doing this Facebook market thing. It is not easy. Um,
Well, Francesca's listening to you out there. I'm sure she can find a way to help you.
oh goodness. That part is I was like, this is a lot of work. I don't have a assistant or nothing. Um and I'm going to get the Instagram store running too. But it'll definitely be on the website also.
Okay, okay. So, do you have any special events or anything coming up soon that our audience or anyone would want to attend, where you're vending or doing anything with the products?
Well, I will be I just got on the school platform and I will be working on a course that is Soulful Vibe Reset. And it will include lighting a Soulful Vibe candle. It would include just doing a either an everything shower for those that don't have bathtubs and you need to
Hmm.
do a shower steamer and do that same piece of work,
Hmm.
and the bath piece and the little soundtrack for Soulful Vibes Reset. When you reset and then you just need to do it for yourself.
Mm. I had asked you one more question before I let you go, because I would be remiss if I didn't. We have a lot of women. I have a lot of friends. They go and dealing with those darn hormonal issues and things like that, and they
Ooh.
don't want to do all of that because they're just always hot. What do you recommend for that?
I essentially rather for them to do the showers, the
Mm.
everything showers, because you could put the steamer in the corner of the shower
Oh,
and you
okay.
can have your eucalyptus hanging from your shower head
Hmm.
and it gives you life.
Okay.
And once you
You guys
use
hear
some,
that? You hear
yeah,
that?
it
Mm.
will give you life.
My
And
cousin,
my mom
I'm gonna
is
tell my
70 years
cousin to
old.
listen to this.
Right. My mom is 70 years old, so she can't do the whole I'm getting in the tub thing, but give her a
Right.
shower steamer and some eucalyptus hanging up there, and I just put her little she don't want to listen to Teddy. She like Al Green.
Yes.
Put her Al Green on and light her a candle, and she
Oh,
gets it in that shower. She just does her thing.
that is
So it's
nice.
all about really just what works. And the menopausal pieces of it, yes, the shower works better.
That is awesome. I will definitely tell her about that because, Lord, I saw her earlier today and she was sitting there with that fan going 100 miles an hour. So, yes, I'm sure she she would love something like that. Author Obsession Williams, I definitely need a nighttime routine. Okay, author, I hope you heard what Miss Sharniki just said about the nighttime routine. It seems like she had it already prepared for you guys. You just go to her website and let's give your website again, please.
It is soulfulvibes.com.
Okay. And I'm sure that you can re listen to this live if you just caught it. Or I'm sure you can, on her website, there's a contact us where you can contact and ask any questions that you have in regards to the products or any issues that you're having with your body or your skin, and she can help you with those as well. But any last words, Miss Sharniki, before we get out of here?
My last word would be for everybody's story is powerful, no matter what kind of story it is. When you speak from a real place, and it's not about being polished, but being honest with yourself
Mhm.
in your journey. Um, People don't just want information; they want relatability, and
Correct.
that's why we say it is very, very simple for us: vibe soulfully and live fully.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, you know what? I strongly love everything about that, what you just said, living fully, because you know what? We totally live fully for other people, for our families, for our work, our businesses and everything else, but we forget to live fully for ourselves. So I strongly love what she just told us. And I understand that cough because I have that too right now. So you're good. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here today, and I'm going to thank you for joining us and sharing everything about Soulful Vibes. And we definitely will be sharing more information over social media. And I would say also contact um, um, Swagger. And if you have any questions about your lives, your store on social media, I'm sure there's something we can help you with on that. And I'd like to also ask one last question: how has your experience been with Swagger thus far?
I love Swagger. They got me started. So
Okay.
you always go back to where you start because that's how you're going to get ahead.
That is true. I strongly agree. They are an amazing organization that's here for us women. And you know what? They're here for us. That's why we have to be there for them, those that are listening and looking. Well, I want to say thank you for joining us here on What's Going On, and thank you all for joining us. And we will catch you next time.
Thank you.